Hello. So my job has sent me to Cardiff to work for a few days, but they're putting me up in Barry Island. So here I am in Barry Island, and I thought, why not have a look around and see what's good to do, what's bad to do, and if there's anything or anyone that may be slightly famous in the area. So I'm staying at the Premier Inn in Barry Island. Can't go wrong with Premier Inns. As you can see, loads of room, nice bathroom, nice bath, nice comfy bed. Never go wrong with a Premier Inn. Anyway, let's head out and let's see what's on offer. So first night out, we've come to a place called Paletta Pizzeria on the High Street, and it looks incredible, the food. Gone for the pescatori, which is seafood pasta basically. Looking forward to it. Pizzas look incredible too. Nice little quaint place. The pizza oven through there looks insane. Proper old-fashioned pizza oven. So looking forward to this food. See you shortly. Cheers. The little garlic bread starter. Basically a small pizza with a diddy little pizza cutter. Brilliant. Look at that pescatora. That looks delish. So that was Paletta Pizzeria. Delicious. The High Street in Barry, #1 rated on TripAdvisor. I can see why. Italian owned, authentic cooking, amazing. Get yourselves there. Now, where else can I find tonight, now the weather's turned alright? There is definitely not a shortage of restaurants along here. Loads down that road there, both sides. Road we just walked past as well. Bars, all sorts. I am very, very surprised with how Barry is at the moment. Let's keep looking around. Now, I've got to show you this bridge we're just about to go under. That is quite possibly the coolest lighting on a bridge that I've seen. Barry, you keep surprising me. Right, now, I'm intrigued by this place. Good sheds. Street food, bars and shops. It's quite a cool building, have a look. And at the end down here is a set of containers which have been created into like a bar. And at the back of it, there's an old converted train carriage. So let's go and have a quick look in there. Let's have a quick look in Good Sheds then. So I've been talking to a guy who works in the bar here. This place is loads of different restaurants and shops and stuff like that. And generally the whole thing's only open Wednesday to Sunday. But because of the football on at the end of the season, they open up the bar that we're in at the moment. So it's lucky we got in. But this place is really cool, well worth a visit. And this old converted train into different units and restaurants. Look at this. This is pretty cool. So definitely somewhere to check out. Now I'm going back into the bar to finish my pint, and then probably back to the hotel, and we'll do something different tomorrow night. So, see you in a bit. Morning. That was a good sleep. I look a bit tired, sorry. So, 6:30 the next morning, breakfast in Brewers Fair. For an early start like that and the group festivities you've got to book, but breakfast is a normal affair, buffet and that, very nice. Comfy, really comfy in the hotel last night. Up there, location's great. All the restaurants and bars and that we went to are sort of that way over there, and then over there you got Asda and The rest of Barry's down there. So behind me is the docks that you can see there, and then the harbour and all the fun stuff is over that direction, which we'll be going to later on. But for now, I've got to go and get breakfast and off to work. So I'll catch you later. Have a good day. So here we have the most famous house in Barry. That was it. That was Gwen's and Stacey's house. There you go, ticked off. Day 2 in Barry Island. Not really a lot to report today. Didn't have a look around because I was busy at work, and went for dinner at Miller & Carter's in Cardiff. So nothing really to talk about today, like I say. Update on the breakfast at the Premier Inn, and I don't know if it's across all Premier Inns since last time I stayed at one, but the all-you-can-eat breakfast is now order rather than buffet hot plates. So give your order, it will get delivered to your table as per normal service, but you can order as many bits as you want and as many times as you want. So good that it's nice and fresh when it comes out for you. However, if you're in a bit of a rush and you want to get something quick and go, then it's a bit slower than that. So just keeping you in the loop with that. My opinions of Barry Island so far then, so mixed areas, some redevelopment going on, making it a nice sort of traditional seasidey resort, new housing projects going up, but then there's a lot of old, slightly run down areas as well. So yeah, it's a bit 50-50 as being developed, but also quite old and dated looking in certain parts. However, tomorrow, new day, going to go down the beach because the weather's meant to be better tomorrow. Have a look around the traditional seaside resort sort of aspect of Barry Island. Anyway, that's it from me. See you in the morning. So finally got a sunny day and we're down on the seafront, Barry Island seafront. Tide's right out. So let's have a little look around this old traditional seafront resort. Bit of crazy golf, arcades just over there and a few rides. They're just warming up, ready for this evening. But let's have a little walk around the beach area and see how that looks. This is like a really old-fashioned British seaside resort. Beach goes on for miles. Tide's right out, exposing all the rocks and all the sand. We're just about to walk up over onto the edge of the bay up there to have a good view across the whole bay. We've been past Nessa's slots. We'll go back past there shortly and have a look at the rest of that sort of stuff. But for now, let's have a little bit more of a look around the views in this bay. And here we have the famous Nessa's slots. Unfortunately, they're closed. So, might have to try and come back one day when they're open. They were open for a little bit earlier when I got down here, but they closed early. But definitely the big attraction down here. So that's a little look around the amusements and the rides. There's loads of little arcades which we're going to get to over here, like slot machines and stuff. Apart from this as slot machine, plenty of others like this one. Your old-fashioned traditional seafront resort. And then you've got food, fish and chips, you got Greggs, you got snacks, you got ice creams, candy floss, all sorts of stuff like that. Plenty to choose from. Bars for the adults. Always good to see Aaron and I have got a station here as well. So yeah, everything you want for a day out in Barry Island, they have. Let's have a little bit more of a look around the outer skirts, shall we? Kind of look at the old docks. What I have noticed is there's loads of these cool little places around Barry, like little pop-up bars and cafes and stuff, like containers, old containers being converted into burger things, grills and noodle shops and barber shops and that. So it's pretty cool what they do around there. We're now walking along the old docks. Now I imagine in the old days, and I don't know how long ago this would have been, but it had been packed with trade ships and stuff. Just up there is a silicon plant, makes chemicals and stuff. So I don't know if this would have been packed with ships for that, but certainly a big old dock, and it would have definitely taken a lot of trade in. But now it's just empty. Possibly they could use it for water sports and stuff like that. Might make it good use of the water, but it doesn't look very clean in there. So maybe not. Right, we're back at Good Sheds tonight for dinner, so get to choose from loads of different menus. They deliver it to your table. Good choice, good value. Starting off with that Mythos beer, waiting for my Giro to turn up, and I'll let you know what it's like. But this is a pretty cool place, definitely worth visiting if you're coming to Barry. Well, food and drinks consumed at Good Sheds, and we're just going past the old train now. So, back to the hotel for my final sum up of a few days in Barry Island. So let's sum up my trip to Barry Island. It's an old-fashioned, traditional seaside resort, but I don't think you could come for longer than 2 nights maybe at a push, because you would run out of things to do. If the weather's good, you can spend all your time down at the beach, but there's not a lot else to do around here that I found. But then I wasn't out exploring everywhere. I was just trying to do a little bit I could after work. But for me, nice to visit, but I wouldn't do more than a day trip here, maybe one night, because it's basically just a beach and a few restaurants. But anyway, you may love it. Come down, give it a visit. But for me, I'm probably not going to return to Barry Island. Gavin and Stacey, the biggest thing to ever come out of this place. That's it, I'm afraid. See you on the next one. Bye bye.